They just don't do anything to them. And the Thors, the Hellions will be able to just dominate the Banelings as long as you position your army correctly. And the Thors are just going to lock down any air that he tries to bring at you. So, but you're still going heavy Marines. It's fine. You still haven't scouted his army yet. You do know he's going for that third gold. So what I'd like to see is a move out position. In fact, I probably would have liked to see you move out, especially considering you have 2 siege tanks with siege tech. You have stem. Do you have blue flame yet? Yes, you have blue flame. You should have moved out like 2 minutes ago when all of that came in and started attacking this gold expo so that you can not get so behind in your economy. And still supply blocked. Don't let that happen. I always like to think to myself, you know, I always keep an eye on my minerals, and if my macro is good and I'm making enough units and I see that my minerals are going up, I realize, oh shit, I'm not making something. What am I not making? Oh fuck, it's usually supply depots. So if you ever see your minerals go up and you think your macro is fine, just throw down a bunch of supply depots. Just throw them down. Doesn't matter. You don't even have to look at your supply. Just throw them down. You've got tons and tons and tons of minerals. Just throw them down. Now, alright, we're going to slow it down because there's a battle coming up. We've got these siege tanks, and this positioning there, that's a beautiful scan. That's exactly where I would have scanned because you are on creep now. But what I was doing, and I'm going to pause it right now because I want to explain this. This positioning, awful. Awful! Right now, this positioning is like the worst because you are right beside this grass, and he has an easy entranceway to it. What I much would have liked to see rather is siege tanks right here, Marines in the back just behind the siege tanks, and Thors up front right here while you take out your gold expansion and try and start defending it. Because when you see this many Banelings, you should have immediately pulled back for the main reason that Banelings are only good, and this is a key fundamental when playing against Zerg. Banelings are only good when your army is out of position, and your army is out of position on creep while Banelings have speed. Actually, I don't think they actually have speed, but this is way out of position, getting far away from your siege tanks so that they're just going to hit your Marines. I don't like this move out at all. I think your positioning is really bad, especially leading with your Marines. These Zerglings are going to loop around and take out the siege tanks while these Banelings are trolling and crush all of these Marines. And look how little damage they do to your total army. Now, imagine this battle if these Thors were up front and your siege tanks were in the back and your Marines were in the middle. Imagine what would have happened if you had positioned your army correctly and didn't get out of position. Now, right now, these should be moved back immediately. This is just dead men walking right now. You didn't win that battle. You traded that battle. And what you should be doing is thinking, oh, he doesn't have an army. I need to take a third. I need to take a fourth. I have a billion minerals and not that much supply. And nor does he. Nor does he have that much supply because he just traded armies. But you know he has this gold expansion. He's just crushing you with economy. You are scouting. That's beautiful. Making sure he's not going for any crazy tech. And it doesn't have a greater spire. Still's got a Baneling. That's 2 Evo units. So you're still playing really well, but I just don't like this positioning. I don't like the fact that you haven't taken this gold yet. It looks like, alright, this is fine, but alright, so how long has this army been here just doing nothing? A minute, minute and a half? Plenty of time to take down this gold expansion, Jesus! Alright, so when you could have had this gold expansion and had this much area to defend, now you have this blue expansion and this much area to defend. Come on. Always attack these rocks when you're not doing anything. And it looks like I missed a battle. You had a little better unit composition that time when fighting that, so I'm going to rewind and make sure we catch this whole battle.
Is under attack.
Let's fast forward a little bit. Repairing your SCVs, that's beautiful. It's exactly what I like to see. I would like to see this barracks float up here so that you can scout ahead of your army right along here, because this is where his army is going to be since you know he has this gold. This is where he has to defend. So let's keep going. Now let's check out your position right now. You have I mean, I really can't complain about your positioning. You're on creep, which is bad, but it's much, much better because your supply. Well, actually, you can see if he comes this way, so this positioning is a lot better. You cannot see if he comes this way, but there's no creep, so it's going to be a lot slower. So this positioning, it's better than when you're right here. A lot better. I'd like to see these tanks sieged up already because you're already on creep. Start leapfrogging these bad boys because they are huge, huge in battles like this. Now, you still just barely hung on by the grit of your teeth because he has not gotten any higher level tech. But, seriously, man, this is not a good army. Everything is in the orange. It's like fucking Halloween over here. Move this army back and start holding down this expansion. Start thinking about macroing up and start thinking about what you should do to continue beating his composition. Start scouting more, because when's the last time you scouted his natural, where he's probably going to be hiding tech now? When's the last time you scouted this gold? I mean, there's tons of stuff he can be doing now. Oh, there you go. Now you're scouting. So I won't complain about that much. Trying to harass with Blue Flame Hellion, that's great. You're also scouting with him, that's also great. That's fine. But this is amazingly out of position. Oh my god. So he could have this base. He could also have this base because you haven't scouted it yet. He has this base. He has this base. And you can see some banelings right there. So what happens if you get surrounded? You die! You die. He's got creep, so he knows exactly when you unsiege. So, oh my god. This is not the kind of army you want to be fighting with right now, because all you're going to be doing is trading, and he can just outproduce it because you're so close to his bases. Throwing down mules, that's fine. I'm okay with that. That's actually really beautiful micro. Repairing your Thor. But I mean, you're not going to be able to hold this off for so long because he's a Zerg player. With a little BM, but I don't care. Reddit. We're Reddit. We're BM. Alright, now still, your unit composition, you're still making Marines. Why are you making Marines? He's got Zerglings and Banelings. Zerglings and Banelings, they just destroy Marines in high numbers. If you get positioning perfectly, you're fine, but I'd like to see Marauders. I mean, I can understand you're using your gas on, what is it? Damn it, Thors and siege tanks. But you have a ton of gas. So I would much, much prefer to see this guy switching over here and pumping out Marauders instead. But that's nitpicky. Thor's siege tanks are still going to be okay as long as you defend. You have a very not mobile army right now, so what you should be thinking about is I need to out macro this Zerg and not get out of position. Now, this is the problem. You see, you were defending right here pretty well. You had this area defended pretty well. If you had this gold expansion, this would be shut down, period. Now, you'll probably be able to defend this fairly easily with some Thors and throwing down turrets. That'll work. But still, this is still so hard to defend. If he did a run by right now, this natural, dead. This main, well, there's not much to kill in here, but this natural is like your only lifeline right now, deadsies. If you did a run by with Zerglings, you're completely out of position yet again. So let's keep on going. 2x speed. Got this. Just either use this or throw it away scouting. You're still running in the blind. You don't know if he has this. Uh-oh. Hold on. Battle! Alright. Slow it down. I caught it just in time. Sieging up again in this sort of bad position because you have so many ways to get flanked. I mean, you see this area a little better, and you have a much more, I don't know, robust unit composition. Well, not really, because you only have 2 Thors and a couple of Marines. I would not ever attack with this because it's so slow that once you get caught out of position, which you will with a Zerg because you have to venture on creep, you're dead. You're dead. Now your siege tank's doing tons and tons and tons of damage because they are OP. And your banelings looks like they're doing a run by, which you know, they're probably gonna crush this shit. Bringing the mutants in to soak up some damage while the banelings run in to take out these guys. And then all of a sudden now, this is your last lifeline because you just got caught off position so many times. I mean, you had a decent army, you just kept giving it to the Zerg, going on creep when you really shouldn't have. You didn't think about the long-term game, and you're just like, oh, I can win this right now if I push. No, oh God, there's so many banelings. Yeah. So now, this is your last lifeline, and what do you have to defend it? Well, it's a planetary fortress. It doesn't need to be defended. But what do you have if he brings 30 billion banelings? This. And how slow is this going to take to get over here? A billion million miles. You don't even have this watchtower. You don't have any vision of this area right here, so you never know when attack's going to be coming. I mean, you're losing the game slowly. And you still decide to push out. Well, I can understand. You're behind. You're probably feeling very behind. So pushing out, this sort of feels like the last hurrah to me. Throwing down yet another super far away with a manor turret. Well, that's not really a manor turret, but throwing down another super far away. It's just more acts of desperation. This positioning, pretty good. This is actually really good positioning. You had this watchtower. You had these guys banked up against the wall, but there's just not much you can do at this point because he has Ultralisks out. He's got tons of Zerglings. He's just got a much huger army because you just sacrificed yourself. You didn't get this expansion, and I would have much preferred to see an expansion floated over here for the main reason that he doesn't have any R units. He doesn't have any R units. Or he doesn't have many air units, and 2-3 turrets could have defended this fairly handedly. And now you're gonna lose your last chance of winning this game because he has 3 Brutalisks, Ultralisks over here, and you're deadsies. You're deadsies. You don't have an army.
Base is under attack.
So that's GG.
Base
So I think
is under
the
attack.
main problem you focused on was positioning, and not. I mean, I hate saying that you should turtle, but what you should have done is you should have turtled. You should have turtled, and you should have gone for drops, because the fact is he had this big marine, or oh god, this big bling army that was just sitting here, and you could have done some huge damage with some medevac
Base
drops.
is under attack.
In fact, I don't even think you ever got a starport. Oh, you did. And
Upgrade
okay,
complete.
this is a bad rally point. A bad rally point. But at this point, it's probably not going to matter. Another bad rally point. I mean, you have, what is that? Maybe 1,000 minerals left. So, yeah. And he's got the entire map. Yeah. So I would have much rather to see a turtle play and drops, or
Mineral
a turtle
field
and like
depleted.
stealth banshee. Well, not stealth banshees. That wouldn't have worked in the later game. But I would have much rather seen like stem marines, stem marauders, drop ships, and don't let your heavy mech army get out of position so easily until you feel like you have a big advantage. Get a raven out so that you can kill some of this
Base is
creep
under
off,
attack.
which is everywhere. I mean, there's tons of things that you could have done better
Our
to
SCVs are under
to win
attack.
this game. But yeah, I think the key fundamental that you're missing is against banelings. The only way that banelings can do damage to your army is if you're out of position. Period. That's it. If you're not out of position, it's game over. And you bad-mannered man, you saying, oh, why is it that Zergs never give up and then you never give up when it's clearly game over? Oh, Mikle. Uh-oh! Death Ball of Doom! And, that's the end of this game. So, I hope you enjoyed some of my advice and take heed to my words of pearls of wisdom. And, let me know what you think. If you want your game to be coasted, head over, coached, head over to reddit.com/r/starcraft feedback and post a replay, and maybe I'll choose you next. Thanks. Peace out, guys.